reforms, and India's pioneering role in the digital economy.
Additionally, new growth avenues are anticipated in renewable energy and technology sectors. Meanwhile, China's economy is forecasted to grow by 4.8% in 2024, boosted by strong export performance, particularly in the manufacturing and technology sectors, despite facing challenges in its real estate sector. Economic expansion in advanced economies is anticipated to stabilize at 1.8% in 2024 and 2025, indicative of cyclical adjustments and repercussion of stringent monetary policies. Within this group, the United States exhibits notable growth prospects, with its economic output forecasted to expand by 2.8% in 2024, propelled by robust consumer spending and sustained non-residential investment. However, a deceleration to 2.2% is projected for 2025, attributed to fiscal contraction and a tempering labor market impacting aggregate demand. Conversely, the euro area is projected to experience a moderate increase in economic growth, escalating from 0.8% in 2024 to 1.2% in 2025, supported by recovering exports and a rebound in domestic demand. Global trade volumes are projected to expand by 3.1% in 2024, marking a recovery from the subdued growth observed in 2023, despite persistent geopolitical tensions. The resilience of intra-bloc trade within global supply chains has played a vital role in mitigating the impact of global disruptions by sustaining more stable trade flows and reducing exposure to external shocks. With pressures from energy and commodity prices easing alongside improvements in supply chain fluidity, global inflation is also expected to decline from 6.7% in 2023 to 5.8% in 2024. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Malaysia Economic Performance 2024 and Prospect for 2025. Despite escalating uncertainties in the global landscape, Malaysia's economy demonstrates resilience, with growth projected between 4.8% and 5.3% in 2024. A key driver of this growth is robust consumer spending, bolstered by improvements in labor market conditions and higher disposable incomes. Export recovery, especially in the electrical and electronics and manufacturing sectors, has also contributed significantly to this growth as global trade rebounds. Additionally, a resurgence of the tourism industry and a strengthened expansion in investment activities have enhanced economic performance. Notably, 160 billion ringgit in investment was approved in the first half of 2024, underscoring investor confidence and commitment to Malaysia's economic landscape. Malaysia's inflation rate is projected to range between 2.0% and 3.5% in 2024. In the first 9 months, inflation has moderated to 1.8%, aided by easing global supply constraints and stabilizing global commodity prices. However, domestic policy adjustments, such as subsidy reforms, may exert some upward pressure on inflation. The labour market is anticipated to remain strong, with the unemployment rate projected to hold steady at 3.2% in 2024. Key sectors driving employment growth, such as services and manufacturing sectors, continue to generate substantial job opportunities and support economic stability. Looking ahead to 2025, Malaysia's economic growth is projected to range between 4.5% and 5.5%. This growth outlook is expected to be driven by more robust global demand for semiconductors and electrical and electronic products, bolstering the export sector. Additionally, robust private investment will continue to provide critical support, further enhancing Malaysia's economic expansion and resilience. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, Sarawak's economic performance in 2024 and prospect for 2025. I will now move to the Sarawak economy. Sarawak economic growth is projected to remain resilient, with growth ranging from 5.0% to 6.0% in 2024. This positive outlook is supported by more robust external demand, increased domestic activity, and gradually easing inflationary pressures. Supply side. On the supply side, the services sector in Sarawak is projected to grow by 6.7% in 2024, establishing this sector as a critical driver of Sarawak's economic expansion. This growth is fueled by notable growth in the tourism sector, with a 21.4% increase in business visitors, investors, and tourist arrivals from January to September 2024, compared to the same period in the previous year. In addition, expanding trade activities are anticipated to stimulate both direct and indirect growth within the services sector, particularly in transport and logistics, as well as the financial and insurance subsectors. This sectoral expansion underscores Sarawak's strategic focus on diversifying and strengthening its economic base. The mining sector is poised for a recovery in 2024 with a projected growth rate of 2.3%. This optimistic outlook is primarily driven by the development in natural gas industry, which stands to benefit from increased production in established fields and the commissioning of new projects like Jerun gas field and Kasawari gas development projects. Subsequently, the production of liquefied natural gas is projected to increase, contributing significantly to the growth of the manufacturing sector. This increase in production is supported by rising demand from key trading partners, including Japan and China. As a result, the manufacturing sector is expected to achieve a growth rate of 5.2% in 2024. In the agriculture sector, crude palm oil (CPO) production
experienced a growth of 1.7% from January to September 2024, with an improvement in fresh fruit bunch FFB yield increasing from 10.61 tons per hectare in 2023 to 10.97 tons per hectare. During the same period, the average CPO price in Sarawak was 3,924 ringgit per ton. CPO production is anticipated to continue its upward trajectory, fueled by robust demand from major importing countries such as India and China. This positive trend is expected to significantly contribute to the growth of the agriculture sector, which is projected to expand by 2.0% in 2024. The construction sector is anticipated to sustain robust growth, with a projected expansion rate of 8.7% in 2024. In the first half of the year, the sector witnessed a significant increase in construction value, rising by 26.6% compared to the same period in 2023. This surge in growth is underpinned by vigorous activity across all subsectors. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, on the demand side. On the demand side, robust external demand coupled with heightened domestic activity is expected to drive Sarawak's economic growth in 2024. In the first 7 months of the year, total external trade increased by 5.4%, rising from 109.7 billion ringgit in 2023 to 115.6 billion ringgit in 2024. Both exports and imports showed growth, with export expanding by 6.6% and imports by 3.5%. Export performance was strong for LNG and crude petroleum, which grew by 4.3% and 6.3% respectively. LNG growth was supported by increased export volume, while crude petroleum benefited from higher oil prices. On top of this, crude palm oil exports saw a substantial increase of 18.1% in value and 16.8% in volume over the first 7 months of 2024 compared to the same period in 2023. This positive trend is expected to continue throughout the year, driven by improving global trade conditions. The Brent crude oil price is also projected to average at USD $86.37 per barrel in 2024, up from USD $82.41 per barrel in 2023, further reinforcing growth momentum within the global energy sector. On the investment front, the Sarawak government remains focused on economic diversification by actively encouraging private investment, particularly in emerging sectors. In the first half of 2024, a total of 6.84 billion ringgit in private investment was approved across various sectors. By the third quarter of 2024, investment amounting to 2.93 billion ringgit were approved under the manufacturing sector, with a concentration on electrical and electronics and basic metal industries. Further to this, 2.87 billion ringgit worth of investments are currently pending approval from MIDA, reflecting strong investor confidence and Sarawak's attractiveness as a competitive investment destination. Investment in capital goods also increased by 5.5% in the first 7 months of this year compared to the previous year, underscoring robust capital formation and capacity expansion in Sarawak. Public investment is projected to grow by 6.0% in 2024, propelled by sustained infrastructure spending initiative from both Sarawak and federal governments to uplift Sarawak's socio-economic landscape. For 2024, the Sarawak government has approved an allocation of 9.0 billion ringgit with a focus on enhancing connectivity, improving citizen well-being, and stimulating economic growth. Complementing this effort, the federal government has allocated 5.8 billion for development in Sarawak, further supporting key infrastructure development and reinforcing economic expansion throughout the year. Meanwhile, public consumption growth will be driven by sustained government expenditure on emoluments and operational costs, aimed at enhancing the capacity and capabilities of the civil service. The implementation of the new civil servant salary scheme, Sistem Saraan Perkhidmatan Awam SSPA, effective 1st December 2024, is expected to further contribute to this growth by providing improved compensation and incentivizing productivity across the public sector. The salary revision is anticipated to enhance spending capacity, thus stimulating private consumption growth. Government initiatives, including financial aid through Sumbangan Tunai Rahmah STR, along with expanded support for healthcare, housing, and small business development, are expected to alleviate household financial pressures. In 2024, private consumption is projected to grow by 5.1%, supported by favorable labor market conditions, positive economic activity, and manageable inflation levels, all of which will reinforce domestic demand and contribute to overall economic resilience. Datuk Speaker, Sarawak's economy is projected to sustain its growth trajectory, driven by favorable domestic economic conditions and the recovery in global trade. Looking forward to 2025, economic growth is expected to range between 5.0% and 6.0%, building on current momentum and reflecting continued resilience in the face of evolving market dynamics. This outlook underscores Sarawak's strategic focus on fostering diversified and robust economic development. Tan Sri Datuk Speaker, inflation. Sarawak's inflation is projected to moderate, with the average inflation rate for the first 9 months of 2024 at 2.5%, reflecting a 0.8 percentage point decline compared to the same period last year. A notable reduction in inflation for food and non-alcoholic beverages has contributed to this decrease, supporting a more stable pricing environment. Consequently, overall inflation for 2024 is anticipated to range between 2.3% and 2.5%. Labor market. The labor market showed steady improvement in the first half of 2024, with a labor force participation rate rising to 71.2%, up from 69.8% during the same period in 2023. Employment also grew, with the number of employed people reaching 1.46 million compared to 1.40 million in 2023. Meanwhile, the preliminary unemployment rate reduced to 3.5% in the first half of 2024, from 3.6% during the same period in 2023, indicating continued stabilization and strengthening economic conditions. Registered job vacancies increased by 22.9%. Revenue 2024. I am pleased to inform that our revenue collection stand at 12.2 billion. At 12.2 billion ringgit as October 2024. or 87% against our projection for the year. Based on the current performance, our revenue collection for this year 2024, is projected to be 14 billion ringgit, which is expected to surpass the 2023 revenue collection of 13.3 billion ringgit. Terima kasih Datuk Abang, Speaker. This will be yet another record-breaking achievement, setting the highest revenue collection in Sarawak's history. The actual revenue collection for 12.2 billion is mainly from the following major sources. 1. State sales tax of 4.4 billion ringgit comprises of the following: A. Petroleum products of 3.6 billion ringgit. B. Crude palm oil and palm kernel oil of 7 and 5 million ringgit, 705 million ringgit. C. Aluminium of 68 million ringgit. D. Lottery of 61 million ringgit. E. Timber products of 27 million ringgit. Timber is reducing. And coal is 5 million ringgit. 2. Cash compensation in lieu of oil and gas rights of 2.7 billion ringgit. 3. Dividend of 2 billion ringgit. 4. Interest and return from investment of 1 billion ringgit. 5. Raw water royalty of 554 million ringgit. 6. Land premium of 191 million ringgit. 7. Cash compensation in lieu of imports and excise duties on petroleum products of 120 million ringgit. 8. Forestry of 214 million ringgit. 9. Federal grants and reimbursement of 554 million ringgit. And 10. Other sources such as mining royalties, water sales, and land rents of 507 million ringgit. Expenditure 2024. The 2024 ordinary expenditure has been revised upwards from 12.363 billion ringgit to 12.678 billion ringgit, an increase of 315 million ringgit or 2.5%. As of October 2024, 9.4 billion ringgit or 74% of the ordinary expenditure has been expended, of which 3.5 billion ringgit was for operating expenditure, while 5.85 billion ringgit was appropriated to statutory funds. As for development expenditure, 4.31 billion ringgit out of 9.1 billion ringgit, or 47%, has been expended for the same period. As the development momentum continues to pick up and project implementation intensifies, the expenditure is expected to increase towards the end of the year. Tuan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, State Budget Proposal for 2025. Now I would like to present the 2025 State Budget Proposal with the theme, Together Building a Prosperous Future. This theme serves as the foundation of our fiscal strategy and embodies our steadfast commitment to the people of Sarawak. It is a budget designed for an inclusive and prosperous Sarawak, where every rakyat has equitable access to opportunities and resources to thrive. The budget has been meticulously assessed and formulated to ensure our state remain resilient, competitive, and adaptable amid global uncertainties, building on past achievements, and with a solid foundation, we are well prepared to navigate future challenges, safeguarding the well-being of the rakyat and bringing prosperity to all. At its core, the 2025 State Budget renews and reaffirms our commitment to championing the welfare of the rakyat through targeted measures aimed at alleviating the financial burdens of low and middle-income groups and continuing to implement vital people-centric programs and projects. The 2025 State Budget will continue to be an expansionary budget to boost government spending that will further stimulate the state's economic growth. Thus, this budget proposes to increase the operating and development expenditure from 13.6 billion ringgit in 2024 to 15.8 billion ringgit in 2025, an increase of 2.2 billion ringgit or 16%. In a nutshell, the 2025 budget is framed across 8 strategic thrusts as follows. First, transforming and diversifying Sarawak economy. Second, positioning Sarawak as a major investment destination and promoting SMEs development. Third, strengthening talent and educational development. Fourth, accelerating digital transformation and innovation. Fifth, enhancing people's well-being and ensuring inclusive development. Sixth, promoting culture, sports, and youth empowerment. Seven, enhancing environmental sustainability. 8. Strengthening public service delivery and capacity. Tan Sri Datuk Amar Speaker, revenue estimate 2025. We anticipate a revenue of 14.2 billion ringgit in 2025. The highest revenue ever projected, underscoring our strong commitment to enhancing the fiscal sustainability of the state. The state revenue estimates are derived from the following major sources. 1. Tax revenue totaling 6.2 billion ringgit or 44% of the total expected revenue in 2025, comprising the following: A, 5.1 billion ringgit from state sales tax, of which 4.1 billion ringgit from crude oil, liquefied natural gas, and other petroleum products, 820 million ringgit from crude palm oil and crude palm kernel oil, 75 million ringgit from lottery, 60 million ringgit from aluminium products, 29 million ringgit from timber products, while the remaining 6 million from coal. B, 620 million ringgit from raw water royalty, C, 100 million ringgit from forest royalty, timber premium and tariff, and D, 422 million ringgit from mining royalties, land rents, and others. 2. Non-tax revenue is estimated at 7.0 billion ringgit, or 49%, mainly derived from the following sources: A, 2.7 billion ringgit from cash compensation in lieu of oil and gas rights. B, 2.9 billion ringgit from dividend income. C, 853 million from interest income. D, 400 million ringgit from land premium. E, 120 million ringgit from cash compensation in lieu of import and excise duties on petroleum products. And F, 26 million from others, including licenses, service fees, permits, and rentals. For further grants and reimbursement are projected to reach 937 million. The revenue contribution from this source has increased due to the federal government decision to raise the interim special grant rate for Sarawak from 300 million ringgit to 600 million ringgit effective next year. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Ordinary Expenditure 2025. The 2025 State Budget proposes a total ordinary expenditure of 13.7 billion ringgit, of which 4.9 billion ringgit is for operating expenditure, while 8.8 billion ringgit is for appropriation to development fund account. This appropriation is to top up the brought forward balance in the development fund account to finance 2025 development expenditure budgeted at 10.9 billion ringgit. So the state is preparing 10.9 billion, federal only 5.9 billion. So we are spending more than the federal. The operating expenditure for 4.9 billion is allocated to finance the following expenses. 1. 1.2 billion ringgit or 24% for personnel emoluments. 2. 1.9 billion ringgit or 39% for supplies and services. 3. 1.6 billion ringgit, or 33% for grants and fixed payments, which includes operating grants to statutory bodies and local authorities, is servicing of public debts and payments of gratuities, pension and scholarship, including financial and welfare assistances. 4. 96 million for procurement of assets. And 5. 113 million ringgit for other operating expenses. Effective public spending remains essential to stimulating economic growth, delivering vital public services, and funding investment that support both current needs and future development. It is therefore crucial to prioritize our spending on high-impact, productive activities while ensuring that programs and projects are being executed efficiently. Tan Sri Datuk Amang Speaker, Budget Surplus 2025. I am pleased to inform this August House that with the projected revenue of 14.2 billion ringgit and total ordinary expenditure of 13.7 billion ringgit, the 2025 state budget is expected to generate a surplus of 486 million ringgit. 2025 state budget indeed marks the largest budget in Sarawak history, reflecting the success of our revenue re-engineering strategies and prudent financial management. Through this expansionary budget, we are making substantial investment in infrastructure while placing the well-being of the rakyat at the forefront of our priorities. Tan Sri Datuk Amang Speaker, Development Expenditure 2025. The 2025 state budget provides an allocation of 10.9 billion ringgit to fund development expenditure in the state. This is, again, the biggest development budget in the history of Sarawak. The budget will continue to provide allocation to key sectors to accelerate economic development and eventually make the state economy strong, robust, and resilient. 2025 budget goals. The 2025 state budget is centered towards achieving 5 overarching goals as follows. 1. Building a prosperous and equitable society where no one will be left behind. 2. Enhancing the rakyat's social well-being through people-centric initiative. 3. Strengthening government capacity and capability to deliver quality services. 4. Enhancing state fiscal position towards financial sustainability. And 5. Transforming Sarawak into a developed region and green hub. Guided by this goal, the 2025 state budget is framed across 8 strategic thrusts aimed at steering the Sarawak economy towards becoming a robust, developed, and resilient economy by 2030. Tan Sri Datuk Amang Speaker, Strategic Thrust and Initiative. I will now highlight the strategic trusts and various initiatives under the 2025 state budget. Strategic Thrust 1, transforming and diversifying Sarawak economy. Initiative 1, transforming agriculture sector. Agriculture transformation strategies. Agriculture is a vital sector in driving Sarawak's economic growth, ranking as the fourth most significant contributor to the state GDP. We are committed to pursue transformative change, leveraging on technology to ensure food security and positioning Sarawak as a future net food exporter. Sarawak is advancing agro-food industrialization to drive this transformation and establish a solid supply chain for essential commodities such as pineapple, coconut, banana, durian, shrimp, fish, and cattle. 2. Venturing into commercial agriculture. Encouraging private sector investment in commercial agriculture is amongst the key initiatives, including expanding food production areas by enhancing essential infrastructure. The 2025 budget will allocate 6 million ringgit to continue infrastructure development with various agro-parks. To support shrimp production, 20.9 million ringgit will be allocated to upgrade the Lobak Stow Agriculture Park in Rambungan. For inland fisheries, 9.5 million ringgit will be allocated to develop an agriculture park in Samariang Batu, Kuching. 3. Enhancing food security. A. Development of paddy cultivation infrastructure. With Sarawak's current rice production meeting only 32% of the state demand, resulting in the import of approximately 153,000 metric tons last year at a cost of 401 million ringgit, we are committed to transforming the paddy and rice sector into a sustainable, self-sufficient industry. To achieve 100% self-sufficiency level in rice, various key initiatives have been undertaken, including expanding paddy cultivation areas, rehabilitating drainage and irrigation system, implementing farm mechanization, and utilizing high-yield seeds alongside sustainable agricultural practices. Thus far, approximately 14,000 hectares have already been designated for paddy cultivation across Sarawak. For paddy infrastructure, a scheme value of 1 billion ringgit has been approved, of which 51 million will be allocated in 2025 for preliminary studies. The focus planting areas cover Stumbin Bijat, Lingga Banting, Seduku, Gran and Entulang, Tanjung Purun, Lubuk Punggung, Sundar and Limbang. On top of this, a sum of 50 million ringgit has been assigned for land acquisition, particularly for Tanjung Purun Paddy Scheme, Kuching. 2. Structured cattle breeding program. In 2023, Sarawak's beef self-sufficiency level stood at just 13%, 1-3, with imports totaling 229 million ringgit. The Sarawak government has launched key initiatives to increase the cattle population to address this gap. Among these, 10.6 million ringgit will be allocated in 2025 to establish cattle breeding and fattening farms in Kuching, Serian, and Betong. These centers will adopt artificial insemination technology to drive efficient and sustainable cattle breeding, supporting Sarawak's path towards greater beef self-sufficiency. Improving agriculture infrastructure and facilities. Farm infrastructure. A. We will continue intensifying the development of necessary agriculture infrastructure and facilities to accelerate the agricultural transformation agenda. Toward this, 41.6 million ringgit will be allocated for the development of farm infrastructure as farm roads, drainage, and irrigation infrastructure. B. Collection, Packaging and Processing Center, CPPC, Agro-Food Terminal. The Collection, Packaging and Processing Center, CPPC, Agro-Food Terminal, is set to foster a competitive and sustainable market for Sarawak's agricultural products, with significant benefits for primary producers, especially rural farmers. Recognizing the importance of an efficient marketing supply chain, a sum of 8 million ringgit will be allocated in 2025 to support this initiative, ensuring that local agricultural products reach markets effectively. 5. Increasing farmers' income. A. Assistance to smallholder farmers. We are resolute towards enhancing the livelihoods of smallholder farmers through targeted development initiatives. For 2025, 30.4 million ringgit will be allocated to implement various food crops development programs, 5.9 million ringgit for inland fisheries and aquaculture projects, and 17.4 million ringgit for livestock and veterinary development. Additionally, to empower agropreneurs with essential skills, 7.9 million ringgit will be allocated in 2025 for agricultural training, extension services, and support for mechanization and automation. This initiative aims to equip smallholder farmers with the resources and expertise to thrive in a competitive agricultural landscape. B. Strengthening farmers' organization. The State Farmers Organization SFO plays a vital role in supporting smallholders by offering guidance on sales management and expanding market access. For 2025, 10.9 million ringgit will be allocated to strengthen the SFO's marketing system and improve their facilities. Another sum of 4.6 million ringgit will be allocated to strengthen the function of the area farmers organization. 6. Investing in modern and smart farming. A. Sarawak Agro Technology Park SATEC allocated for the development of physical work in SATEC Semonggok Kuching Division. B. Precision farming park. To accelerate the development of modern farming in Sarawak, the government has set aside 60 million ringgit under 12 Malaysia Plan to implement a precision farming park at Sungai Sibiu in Bintulu and Kabuloh, Miri. The construction of these modern agriculture parks is expected to commence next year with a proposed allocation of 40 million ringgit in 2025. These parks are expected to attract greater involvement from youth, entrepreneurs, and the private sector. C. Metropolitan Food Cluster. We will also be establishing a metropolitan food cluster in Openg, inspired by the Netherlands model. A sum of 60 million ringgit has been set aside for this initiative, with 18 million ringgit earmarked for 2025. This initiative will develop a centralized, efficient food supply chain. D. Google ICT Digital Training Program. To accelerate the adoption of smart agriculture and enhance ICT literacy among our Google population, the government will continue strengthening its capacity building programs among the farmers, agro-entrepreneurs, and the targeted Google community group. A sum of 1.22 million ringgit will be allocated in 2025 for this purpose. E. Agriculture Financing Facility, Sarawak Agro Fund. The government remains committed to supporting aspiring agro-entrepreneurs in transforming the agricultural sector through accessible financing. This includes ongoing soft loans and grants provided through Sarawak Agro Fund, which has seen strong demand from industry players since its introduction in 2021. To further drive agricultural commercialization, 12.7 million ringgit will be allocated for this purpose next year. Datuk, Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Initiative 2, Boosting Tourism Sector. The tourism sector is vital to our economic diversification and one of the significant contributors to the state economy. Through focused strategies, the government aims to make the state a leading destination for ecotourism, augmented by our rich cultural experiences and unique heritage. In 2025, we will be ramping up our efforts across several areas to attract more visitors and enhance Sarawak tourism appeal. Digital marketing initiative will be expanded, focusing on collaboration with online travel agencies and airlines to increase accessibility, especially in key markets across Europe, ASEAN, and Oceania. By strategically enhancing Sarawak visibility and connectivity, we aim to attract 5 million visitors by the end of 2025. This strategic approach also emphasizes on encouraging extended stays and strengthening Sarawak's brand appeal on the global tourism stage. For this purpose, in 2025, a total of 174 million ringgit will be provided to Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts for its operation and implementation of various tourism marketing and promotion programs, which include the following: 1. A. Hosting events and festivals that highlight Sarawak cultural vibrancy of 45 million ringgit. B. Grant to Sarawak Tourism Board, Business Event Sarawak, Sarawak Arts Council, and Sarawak Craft Council, totaling 86 million ringgit. C. Sponsorship grants for tourism activities of 10 million ringgit. And D. Research grant of 5 million ringgit. In addition, 81 million ringgit will be provided under 2025 development budget for the continued implementation of various tourism projects such as A. Performing Arts Centre at Old Dune Building. B. Transformation of Brook Dockyard into an industrial heritage museum. C. Sadong Jaya mangrove tourism. D. Sarawak Museum Campus and Heritage Trails. E. Santubong Ecological Park and Wallace Centre. F. Restoration and upgrading of Islamic Heritage Museum building and exhibition. And G. Darul Hana Malay Heritage Museum. On the development of eco-tourism attraction, Sarawak Forestry Corporation SFC continues to champion conservation-based ecotourism by creating experiences that engage visitors in sustainable practices and heritage preservation while empowering local communities. With other key initiatives being actively pursued, such as promoting Niah National Park as UNESCO World Heritage Site and expanding training for park guides, SFC integrates biodiversity awareness with rich cultural experiences, thus establishing Sarawak as a leader in regional ecotourism. Initiative 3, enhancing urban-rural economic integration. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, as Sarawak progresses towards becoming a developed region, balancing growth between urban and rural areas will continue to be our primary development agenda for us to bridge these disparities. Accelerating rural development and intensifying infrastructure projects not only stimulates more balanced growth, but also ensures that both urban and rural people thrive together, creating a cohesive and equitable economic landscape for all. Accelerating rural development. Bringing more development to rural areas remains our top priority. And in echoing this, the 2025 state budget will continue to be rural biased. Of the 10.9 billion ringgit proposed for development expenditure, 6.8 billion ringgit or 62% will be allocated to rural development initiative. We want to ensure our rural populace also enjoys the fruits of development in tandem with the progress of our urban counterparts. In accelerating rural development, to bridge critical infrastructure gaps, we have taken significant steps to ensure that every nook and corner of Sarawak enjoys equal opportunities and access to development. Therefore, specific initiatives, programs and projects set to transform our economy enhance the lives and livelihoods of our people are included in the 2025 budget as follows. A. 650 million ringgit for the implementation of Project Rakyat. B. 420 million ringgit for Google Transformation Projects RTP. C. 265 million ringgit for program Project HAS. With the establishment of 9 regional development agencies for 2025, a sum of 300 million ringgit will be allocated under this budget, and another 742 million ringgit will be provided under alternative funding to support the implementation of various programs and projects, such as roads, electricity, and water access that are essential for connecting rural areas to economic centers. These projects are anticipated to generate substantial economic benefits for the state, create new job opportunities for local communities, and stimulate growth in the construction and service sectors. Intensifying infrastructure development. Under the 2025 budget, we will continue to prioritize the development of essential infrastructure and services to enhance connectivity and accessibility by focusing on building additional roads, bridges, ports, improving water and electricity supplies, and expanding air transport facilities. We aim to unlock greater economic opportunities in rural areas and drive economic growth and uplift the standard of living of the Rakyat. Among the major projects that will help us to achieve this aspiration are: 1. Roads and bridges project. Infrastructure development, which comprises the construction of roads and bridges, plays a vital role in boosting the economic growth of Sarawak. In 2025, a sum of approximately 1 billion ringgit will be allocated to implement and complete the various roads and bridges projects. Among the projects are: 1. Construction of Batu Kawah Road linking to Stephen Yong Road, Kuching. 2. Construction of new road from Ulu Sungai Merah to Jalan Tunku Abdul Rahman, Sibu. 3. Upgrading of main road from Pekan Lapok to Gejong Long Teran Batu, Tinjar, Miri. 4. Nangga Ibau, Ulu Sungai Ibau Road, Kapit. 5. Serian Gedong Samarahan Road. 6. Nanga Kesit Ulu Lamana Engkari Road, Lubuk Antu, Si Aman. And 7. Sungai Limbang Bridge. Under alternative funding, 4 billion ringgit will be provided next year for the implementation of ongoing and new major infrastructure projects, among which comprising the following: 1. Sarawak Coastal Road. 2. Second Trunk Road. 3. Sultan Tengah Road and New Santubong Bridge. 4. Northern Coastal Highway. 5. Road link Miri Marudi, Marudi Mulu, and Long Panai, Long Lama. 6. Gedong to Kampung Samalatong, Simunjan Road. And 7. Gedong Serian Expressway. 2. Water and electricity supply program. A. Water supply. Tuan Sri Datuk Amang Speaker, my administration has set a high priority on expanding the coverage of safe and treated water supply across the state. A remarkable progress has been made with an overall water supply coverage reaching about 85.4% and rural areas achieving 70.5%. Efforts will continue to be intensified to ensure a dependable, efficient, secure, and sustainable water supply to meet this objective. Toward this, a sum of 352 million ringgit will be allocated under this budget for the implementation of the 12 Malaysia Plan water supply projects, which include the following. 1. Syrian regional water supply. 2. Construction of Long Lama water treatment. 3. Water supply system for Swai complex. 4. Julau water supply system. 5. Mukah water supply system. 6. Upgrading of treatment plant number 4, Batu Kitang. And 7. Upgrading of treatment plant Salim Sibu. To complement this effort, 452 million ringgit will be provided in 2025 under alternative funding, and the major projects are as follows. 1. Transmission main across Batang Sadong Bridge to Simunjan, pipeline replacement, relocation, and extension at Sabangan and Subuyao and associated works. 2. Upgrading of Lubao water treatment plant. 3. Upgrading of Bayong water treatment plant. 4. Kapit water supply. 5. Jalan Belaga Menjawah water supply Kapit. 6. Miri water supply source development. 7. Tinjau water supply. And 8. Sarawak alternative water supply SAWAS. To reduce non-revenue water (NRW) and enhance water supply efficiency, the government is investing a sum of 1 billion ringgit under alternative funding, of which 204 million ringgit will be provided in 2025 for upgrading and replacement of water pipeline program in Sarawak. We got a lot of old pipeline we have to replace. B. Electricity supply. Sarawak has achieved a significant rural electricity coverage of about 99%. And to achieve full coverage across Sarawak, the government will continue to intensify the implementation of electricity supply initiative. For 2025, a total of 56 million ringgit will be allocated for new and continuation projects under 12 Malaysia Plan, including the following. 1. Upgrading of electricity supply in Samarahan Division. 2. Connect standalone Sarawak Alternative Rural Electrification Scheme, SARES, villages or longhouses to nearby grid with road access. 3. Replacement of batteries and standalone solar system
for remote communities to ensure they continue to benefit from 24-hour electricity.
And for 33 kilowatt medium voltage covered conductor from Gat to Tuno in Kapit. Whilst under alternative funding, a total of 170 million ringgit will be allocated for 2025 for the following. 1. 150 million for continuation of electrification projects in rural areas, and 2. 20 million ringgit for additional and late applicant fund ALAF initiative. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, ports, navigational safety and riverine. For 2025, a total sum of 125 million ringgit will be provided for port development, navigational safety, and other ongoing riverine projects, which include the following. 1. Vehicle yard and associated facilities at Senari Port. 2. Construction and completion of Tanjung Abang Terminal Phase 1 Kuching. 3. Port development and maintenance dredging grant to state port authorities. 4. Master plan study for ports. 5. Construction of wharves, jetties, river wall and waterfront. And 6. Vessel tracking management system VTMS and aids to navigation atons for Sungai Miri and Kuala Baram, Sarawak. We are committed to improving port development to deliver better and more efficient services. A significant step forward was the gazettement of the Sarawak Ports Authority Ordinance 2024. We lays the groundwork for a unified port authority to oversee and streamline operations across all state ports. This integration is designed to strengthen corporate governance, enforce financial discipline, and boost operational efficiency. Establishing a centralized governing body will enhance oversight and optimize resource allocation, enabling more strategic investment that will benefit the entire state. This reform is expected to raise service standard, expand economic opportunities, and ensure Sarawak ports are equipped to meet the demands of both domestic and international trade. We are also looking into the development of a new deep sea port at Tanjung Abang in collaboration with Petros to prepare Sarawak as a regional maritime and energy hub. This port will serve as a gateway for international trade, thereby increasing the state capacity for container cargo handling, as well as integrating gas terminal facilities for Petros. Investing in integrated and modern public transport system. The Kuching Urban Transportation System KUTS project is set to transform Sarawak public transport system by providing seamless and smart transportation system that enhances connectivity between urban and rural regions. With a budget allocation totaling 1.42 billion ringgit for 2025 under alternative funding, the key project components are: 1. Construction of 3 autonomous rapid transit ART lines. 2. Construction of Rembus Depot main building. 3. Construction of feeder bus depot. And 4. Mass production of ART vehicles and feeder buses. This initiative not only promotes economic growth, but also contribute to environmental sustainability by reducing carbon emissions. This aligns with our pledge to drive green mobility and support the global endeavor to achieve net zero emission by 2050, promoting a cleaner environment and inclusive growth for all. In our effort to improve and upgrade the public transport system, 8 million ringgit will be provided in 2025 for the implementation of smart buses in Miri City and 1 million for the construction of a bus terminal in Kapit. For the proposed development of a new international airport in Kuching, as I have announced in the last June sitting, a detailed feasibility study will soon be undertaken on the development of the project. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Strategic Trust 2, positioning Sarawak as a major investment destination and promoting SME development. Sarawak is fully committed to strengthening its economic landscape by supporting local businesses, driving industrial growth, and creating an environment that is favorable and conducive for investors. Initiative 1, enhancing Sarawak competitiveness. To increase the competitiveness of Sarawak businesses in the global market, we are implementing capacity building programs designed to equip SMEs with valuable skills in entrepreneurship, technical know-how, digital marketing, and product promotion. In 2025, 3.1 million ringgit will be allocated for this program to enhance the capacity and performance of SMEs. In providing rural and remote communities with the infrastructure and resources to launch and expand their businesses, the government has introduced the Anjong Usahawan Development Program. This budget will allocate 8.4 million ringgit to support the establishment of 18 entrepreneurship centers throughout Sarawak. Together, these efforts reflect our commitment to building a competitive local economy that promotes inclusive growth across all areas. In developing local entrepreneurs and supporting micro traders and startups to further strengthen their businesses, the government will continue with financial assistance initiatives such as the Special Relief Fund and Sarawak Recovery Business Fund. Further, in ensuring SMBs have the resources to grow, a sum of 15.5 million ringgit in soft loans and grants will be provided in 2025 to fund various programs, including Scheme Kredit Mikro Sarawak, Scheme Pinjaman Industri Kecil dan Sederhana, Program Graduan ke Arah Keusahawanan, and the Go Digital Program. In addition to this, and in line with the government's desire towards building a sustainable and green economy, a new scheme will be implemented in 2025, namely the Sustainable Development Financing Scheme. This scheme will be implemented through the BOSS, our development bank, with the financial provision of 50 million ringgit. The scheme will be based on a similar concept of green and sustainable finance promoted by other financial institutions that is primarily to finance decarbonization efforts and support green transition initiatives. For a start, the BOSS will only offer loan facilities to targeted eligible borrowers, particularly on small-scale initiatives that utilize technological innovation to drive sustainability efforts. As for larger scale financing, the boss may act as a facilitator or establish a collaborative approach with more established financial institutions in driving access to sizable green or sustainable finance. Initiative 2, Intensifying Industrialization Program. We are intensifying industrialization efforts to further strengthen our position as preferred investment destination in Malaysia. This includes the development of 14 industrial estates across the state with a total allocation of 40 million ringgit in 2025. Among the major projects are Sibu Industrial Estate, Bau Industrial Area, Limbang Industrial Park, Samalaju SME Cluster, and Ratau Panjang Industrial Estate Phase 2. With high-quality infrastructure and attractive incentives, these industrial areas will support large-scale production and export activities, further enhancing Sarawak industrial ecosystem. Moreover, in our effort to position Sarawak as a key player in the semiconductor industry, a sum of 5 million ringgit will be allocated in 2025 for a high-tech industrial park in Kuching. This park will drive innovation in semiconductor and advanced manufacturing design, as well as research and development R&D. The strategic goal is to attract leading R&D players from Europe and USA toward establishing Sarawak as a global hub for advanced technologies in the future. By enhancing competitiveness, expanding industrial infrastructure, and promoting sustainable practices, Sarawak is shaping its future as a prime investment destination and a hub for SME development. This strategic direction emphasizes our forward-looking policies to spur the state economic growth that will create spillover effects to the domestic economy. Datuk Amar Speaker, Strategic Thrust 3, Strengthening Talent and Educational Development. Initiative 1, Enhancing Sarawak Education System and Facilities. 1. Investing in quality education. Tan Sri Datuk Amar Speaker, we will continue to support the early childhood sector by allocating 20 million ringgit for our state-owned early childhood provider, CDDEC, and a sum of 14 million ringgit for the annual special grant to all registered early childhood and care institutions in 2025. To ease the burden of parents, an allocation of 2.5 million ringgit will also be allocated next year for Tadika and Taska fee subsidies. This will benefit 2,500 children whose parents' monthly income is 7,000 ringgit and below. By providing this assistance, we aim to increase Sarawak children's access to early childhood education. Sarawak Education Enhancement Program. In order to bridge the gap between students in rural and urban areas, the Sarawak government, in collaboration with Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak, introduced the Sarawak Education Enhancement Program, SEEP. This is a joint free tuition initiative for Form 4 and Form 5 students in core subjects such as science, mathematics, English, and history, as well as pure science subject in 2024 with an initial allocation of 15 million ringgit. In 2025, an allocation of 20 million ringgit will be provided for SEP, with an expansion in the program's coverage. This is free tuition. Teaching of science and mathematics in English, dual language program. The overarching meaning of teaching science and mathematics in English is to improve student English proficiency and competitiveness in the future workforce. This is part of the Sarawak government dual language program, which was first implemented in 2016. The program is being extended to secondary schools. We will continue this initiative with an allocation of 4.6 million ringgit in 2025. Intensifying TVET through collaboration with industry players. Through research and development, enhanced technical and vocational education and training, TVET, and community engagement, we seek to empower our people and position Sarawak as a leader in sustainable development in the region. Sarawak not only focuses on skills development in renewable energy and green technologies, but also promotes collaboration with industry, academia, and training institutions to align training with market needs. As part of this commitment, Sarawak is set to host the World Skill Malaysia Sarawak event in 2025, alongside the Sarawak Aerospace International Conference and the Sarawak Workforce Conference. This is for us to help them in training our young people. Assistant to state-owned universities colleges, we will also continue to provide annual operating grants to our state-owned universities and colleges. For 2025, a sum of 35 million ringgit will be allocated to University Technology Sarawak, 30 million ringgit to Sarawak Skill Development Centre, 30 million ringgit to ICATS University College, and 5.5 million ringgit to College Laila Taib. 2. Investing in educational facilities. State-owned international school. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, presently, 2 state-owned international schools in Sarawak are fully operational in Petrajaya, Kuching, and Mile 12, Kuching, Syrian Road. The 3rd international school, located in Cebu, is scheduled to be completed by the end of this year. Under the 2025 budget, a sum of 27 million ringgit will be allocated to cover the operation costs of these 3 schools. 3. Providing educational assistance programs. Substantial allocation for various educational assistance programs will continue to be provided as it is a crucial investment for the future of our children. As an assistant for Sarawak graduates who have repaid 30% and above for their PTN loan, a loan repayment discount of 30% will be provided as an incentive for full settlement of outstanding loan balance. Since the introduction of this incentive in 2021, some 31,706 borrowers have benefited, involving a total amount of 116.57 million ringgit. We are the only state that provide this assistance. For 2024, there are 5,419 eligible borrowers with total financial assistance of 26.15 million ringgit. In 2025, an allocation of 15 million will be provided for the same purpose. As a caring and responsible GPS government, we recognize the need to mitigate the cost of living pressures among the low and middle income groups, especially when it comes to bearing the cost
of our children's education. Hence, we introduced two key initiatives which were launched in August this year. The same initiative will be continued in 2025
as follows. First, book vouchers of 500 ringgit per person for IPTA and IPTS Sarawak student for household with per capita income of 1,500 per month and below. A sum of 2 million ringgit will be allocated for this purpose in 2025. Second, free laptop to be given to Sarawakian students who have successfully enrolled into IPTA and IPTS for household with per capita income of 1,500 per month and below. This assistance will empower our students with the essential technology they need to excel in their academic pursuit, with an allocation of 30.5 million next year, which will benefit 10,166 students from Sarawak. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, special financial assistance for Sarawakian students in universities and colleges. For 2025, I am pleased to announce that the Sarawak government under GPS will introduce special financial assistance for Sarawakian students studying in higher learning institutions across Malaysia in the form of pocket money of 1,200 per student. This financial assistance will benefit 25,000 Sarawakian students from families of lower income groups with household per capita income of 1,500 or below per month. The money given is to be spent on food and essential goods to help them mitigate the cost of living. Under this budget, a sum of 30 million ringgit will be allocated for this purpose. With this initiative, from early childhood education to tertiary education, I am hopeful that our students will continue to excel in their studies and help those who need a leg up in progressing to their next stage in life. Initiative 2, enhancing Sarawak workforce. We are committed to developing a local technology and digital talent pool that aligns with the industry needs and produces a highly skilled workforce, laying a foundation to cater to the needs of high-value industries. In this regard, Centre of Technology Excellence Sarawak Centex, a provider of industry-based competency training programs, will receive an operating grant of 40 million ringgit next year. In addition, Centex Digital Academy will receive 20 million ringgit in 2025 for the provision of infrastructure, facilities, and technologies for upscaling and rescaling training to produce a highly digital skilled workforce. In 2024, the GATS program was improved and structured to keep pace with evolving industries and markets, ensuring our graduates remain competitive through regular skill updates. The program focuses on addressing graduate unemployment and equipping young Sarawakians with the right skill required by the job market. These graduates will receive a monthly allowance of 1,500 ringgit per month and to be given training opportunities in both public and private sectors, focusing on soft skill, leadership skill, and team building training. Under this budget, a sum of 23 million ringgit will be allocated next year, which will benefit 1,000 graduates. Talent development in semiconductor industry. We have incorporated SMD Semiconductor, a wholly owned government company specializing in designing analog and mixed signal integrated circuit or chips. SMD Semiconductor will provide chip design services to world-class foundry partners such as XFAB in chip development and develop highly skilled talent in the industry for Sarawak. For next year, an allocation of 11.6 million will be provided for its operation. This budget will also allocate 6 million ringgit for continuous professional development training under SMD Semiconductor to advance its talent development program in 2025. In 2034, the program has successfully produced 33 skilled Sarawakian graduates who are now employed in local semiconductor sector. Building on this success, the program, which aims to cultivate a pool of skilled professionals, will be continued. This will ensure Sarawak's semiconductor industry remains competitive, innovative, and capable of supporting high-value tech industries, thus positioning Sarawak as a high-tech hub in the near future. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, now Strategic Thrust 4, accelerating digital transformation and innovation. In order to shift its dependence on a non-renewable resources-based economy to a technology-driven economy and society, Sarawak introduced the first Digital Economy Strategy 2018-2022 in 2017, followed by Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030. Since the implementation of this digital economy agenda, we have achieved several remarkable successes. These include a number of high-impact projects such as the Global Talent Development and Entrepreneurship Programs, digital infrastructure, and end-to-end online government agency services. In 2025, 20 million ringgit will be provided for the development of electronic government, 25 million ringgit for SP Global, another 25 million for Sarawak Multimedia Authority's operation. For projects implemented under Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation Berhad SDEC, a total of 470 million ringgit will be provided under alternative funding. The key initiatives implemented under the Digital Economy Agenda include the following. 1. Developing and upgrading digital connectivity. Digital infrastructure is one of the key enablers to bridge the digital divide and enhance connectivity throughout Sarawak. We have been actively pursuing broad-based internet coverage, both in the urban as well as rural areas. Under the Saluran initiative, a total of 1.9 billion ringgit has been invested for this purpose. As of mid-2024, we have successfully achieved 81.68% internet coverage in Sarawak. Another key initiative is construction of 600 towers under the Sarawak Multimedia Authority Google Telecommunications Smart Project by SDEC, with a total cost of 1.5 billion ringgit. As of third quarter of 2024, 545 out of 600 towers have been constructed. For next year, 397 million will be provided under alternative funding for continuation of the project. Sarawak Google Broadband Network, MySRBN, which was launched in 2021, has connected a total of 22,403 customer premises equipment. In June 2024, my SRBN Home prepaid package preloaded with 300 MB of free data every month has been introduced, allowing more people in the rural areas to enjoy high-speed internet access. In 2025, 73 million ringgit will be provided under the alternative funding for my SRBN initiative, and another 20 million ringgit will be provided as government assistance to allow more people in the rural areas to enjoy affordable high-speed internet access. This effort demonstrates our continuous drive to expanding network coverage and enhancing connectivity throughout Sarawak. Initiative 2, intensifying digitalization, data governance. According to a report by International Data Corporation, in 2025, the total amount of digital data created worldwide is expected to reach 175 zettabytes, up from 79 zettabytes in 2021. This growth highlights the increasing importance of data governance to manage, secure, and regulate large volumes of data. The government is set to introduce a formal data governance framework along with the necessary policies, guidelines, and legislation in 2025. Sarawak Integrated Operations Center, SIOC, as we continue to digitalize and modernize Sarawak, the development of the SIOC becomes vital. The SIOC will be the nerve center for collecting real-time data from various government systems, command centers, and digital services. This center will help us to perform data analytics towards improving decision-making and crisis alert management, as well as enabling effective responses to arising issues, problems, trends, and events. Cybersecurity. A dedicated cybersecurity unit has been established in February 2024 to implement a comprehensive cybersecurity framework focusing on effective governance, compliance, and capacity building. This proactive approach aims to safeguard Sarawak's cyber environment against increasing threats, which are particularly pertinent given the rise in cybercrime reported in recent years. Initiative 3, establishing Sarawak Artificial Intelligence Center. My administration will launch the Sarawak Artificial Intelligence Center, SAIC, in 2025, a key initiative to position Sarawak as a leader in technology-driven innovation. SAIC will focus on advancing AI technologies in various critical sectors, such as healthcare, agriculture, education, and manufacturing. The center aims to enhance productivity and create high-value jobs by fostering public-private partnership and collaborating with local and international players. Initiative 4, promoting digital business environment. The government, through Sarawak Digital Economic Corporation, has taken various measures to promote a digital business environment among micro, small and medium enterprises. Among these initiatives are as follows. A, Go Digital, grant which provides 10,000 ringgit for purchase of digital hardware and software subscription to increase the adoption of digital tools and technologies among MSMEs. B, Digital Innovation Hub to ease business registration.
To date, 7 digital innovation hubs are operating under SDEC, working with the respective local authorities to facilitate the process. Digital Village Accelerator, DIVA,
a 6-month accelerator program targeted towards high-tech and innovative startup companies in AI, drone, blockchain, and biotechnology. The program participants will receive a grant of 150,000 each to assist them with the startup. To date, 16 startups benefited from the accelerator program, which has seen equity investment of about 300,000 ringgit with a total valuation of 80 million ringgit. Founders Forge is a 6-month boot camp targeted for innovative founders across Sarawak to discover potential startup founders and teams. Over 50 individuals have participated in the program since its introduction in 2022, with notable projects implemented together with SDEC in AI-powered vending machine, smart farming, and agriculture projects. Sarawak Digital Mall has empowered local entrepreneurs by providing sellers with incubation training and promotional support. To date, 1,041 sellers have been trained, with 297 receiving incentive, collectively generating more than 1 million ringgit in gross merchandise value on TikTok Shop. Initiative 5, promoting investment innovation. The government will continue to provide research grants to promote and generate highly impactful science and technology-based research and innovation with the prospect of commercialization. A sum of 16 million ringgit will be made available in 2025, comprising of the following. 1, Sarawak Infectious Disease Center of 12 million ringgit. Sarawak Research Development Council of 3 million ringgit. And C, the Sarawak Science Center of 1 million ringgit. On top of this, 150 million ringgit will be provided next year to continue with the construction of Sarawak Infectious Disease Center, which is expected to be completed by September 2026. While another 135 million ringgit will be provided for the construction of Sarawak Science Center, which is expected to be completed by end of 2025. A sum of 25 million ringgit will be allocated to Sarawak Biodiversity Center in 2025 for its operation and various R&D projects. In order to promote research and development in application from our rich biodiversity and algae research and production facility to demonstrate the feasibility of cultivation at the community level, with trial testing in Gedong has been approved with a ceiling of 5 million ringgit. In addition, 22.5 million ringgit is provided for land acquisition for setting up of a large-scale microalgae production facility in Gedong. To promote, facilitate and develop sago and nipah industry, the government has established Sago and Nipah Development Board SNDB. A sum of 5 million ringgit will be set aside for the operation of the board in this budget. To support the ongoing R&D in relation to Sego and Sego biomass, a sum of 18 million ringgit will be allocated for Crown research in 2025. In our continuing effort to undertake research to manage Sarawak tropical peatland in environmentally sound and sustainable manner, an allocation of about 2 million ringgit will be provided to Sarawak Tropical Peat Research Institute for 25 for its research project. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, Trust 5, enhancing people's well-being, ensuring inclusive development. Initiative 1, strengthening social protection. Under this budget, we will continue with various social welfare programs to foster healthy families, communities, and social inclusivity. And these include, among others, as follows. 1. 15 million ringgit for the Endowment Fund Sarawak and 14 million ringgit for bantuan ibu bersalin to support maternal and child health. 2. 3.94 million ringgit for one-stop early intervention centers to provide essential services for special needs children. 3. 55 million ringgit for various welfare aids such as bantuan bantuan bencana, bantuan perubatan, bantuan OKU tidak berupaya bekerja, PTB, bantuan sekolah, and bantuan belia wanis. 4.7 million ringgit for hemodialysis assistance for kidney patient. And 15 million ringgit for the death compassionate assistance to ease the financial burden on families of diseased Kenyalang Gold Card holders. This initiative reflects our unflagging commitment to improving the lives of the rakyat, particularly those in vulnerable groups. Sumbangan Keperluan Asas Sarawak. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, this is something new. Being a caring and responsible government, I am pleased to announce another new and major initiative that aims to alleviate the financial burden of the rakyat, especially those from the low-income groups
who are most affected by the rising cost of living. This initiative is called
Sumbangan Keperluan Asas Sarawak, SKAS, which provides financial assistance ranging from 250 ringgit to 800 ringgit annually. Eligible recipients are Sarawakians residing in Sarawak, and the eligibilities are as follows. A. Household income of 5,000 ringgit and below will receive assistance worth 800 ringgit. B. Senior citizen without partners and children with income of 5,000 and below will receive assistance worth 400 ringgit. And C. Single person with income of 2,500 and below will receive assistance worth 250 ringgit. This assistance will help them to purchase basic food items such as rice, flour, cooking oil, sugar, and other basic essentials. For this purpose, my administration will allocate 450 million ringgit next year, which will benefit not less than 850,000 recipients. With this assistance, I may say that everyone will have food on their table. Notwithstanding this, most of the SKAS will also be receiving financial contribution given by the federal government ada sumbangan tunai rahmah STR. Senior citizen health benefit. As a government that will continue to protect the rakyat, we will further invest in healthcare, especially to assist our aging population and empower them to take charge of their own health. We have recently approved the implementation of the senior citizen health benefit. For 2025, a sum of 50 million ringgit will be allocated for this purpose, which is estimated to benefit 100,000 senior citizens. Each eligible senior citizen will be entitled to 500 ringgit cashless medical assistance to pay for their medical bills at the approved panel clinics. This assistance is particularly aimed at the M40 and B40 groups, many of whom are retired without a stable income. Initiative 2, creating job opportunities and increasing household income. Various programs to empower women and vulnerable groups, equip them with knowledge and entrepreneurship skills will continue to be implemented next year. Aiming at increasing their household income, among the programs are as follows: A, low-income household empowering program with an allocation of 3.75 million ringgit to assist 750 low-income families in starting small businesses. B, usahawan micro kebajikan with an allocation of 2.5 million ringgit to support micro entrepreneurs from B40, persons with disabilities, single mothers, and widows through training, capital assistance, and market access. And C, women skill training with an allocation of 494,000 ringgit for culinary, beauty, spa, and sewing courses. Social support facilities. We will continue to provide funding in 2025 for the establishment of new centers and operation of the existing social support centers for the vulnerable, risky, and affected group as follows. 1, 3.08 million ringgit for the establishment operation of community social support center in Kuching, Sri Aman, Sibu, Bintulu, Lawas, and Muka. B, 1.8 million ringgit for operation of current tempat transit Galandangan Sibu, Kuching, Miri, and Bintulu. C, 1.5 million for establishment of special needs community center. And D, about 737,000 ringgit to set up temporary shelter for low-income recovery community in Sibu and Bintulu. Initiative 3, investing in affordable housing. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, in our effort to provide affordable housing to the rakyat, particularly the low-income group, under the 12 Malaysia Plan, 16 affordable rumah spectral permata housing project consisting of 1,000 units in Kuching, Serian, Betong, Sarike, Mukah, Miri, and Limbang will be constructed by Housing Development Corporation. For 2025, a sum of 54 million ringgit will be provided for continuation of these projects. Long house loan scheme. The Long House Loan Scheme was introduced to help rural communities to live in comfortable long houses. This scheme offers interest-free loans in the form of building materials and hardware ranging from 30,000 to 50,000 ringgit per door for refurbishing or constructing new long houses. As of September 2024, 230.27 million ringgit has been allocated, benefiting 339 long houses and 7,168 doors. My administration has committed to provide 50 million annually for this scheme,
on top of an annual allocation of 10 million from the federal government. Housing Deposit and Repayment Assistance Scheme.
The Housing Deposit and Repayment Assistance Scheme, which is managed by Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd, provides the financial assistance of 10,000 ringgit to first-time home buyers from the B40 and M40 income group to help cover housing deposit or loan repayment. A sum of 41 million ringgit will be provided in 2025 for continuation of this scheme. Housing subsidies for home ownership. To ensure our rakyat can afford to own a house, my administration will introduce a new initiative in the form of housing subsidies for the low-income group to cover part of the housing prices. A sum of 50 million ringgit will be allocated in 2025 for this purpose. Resettlement scheme and village extension scheme in easing the financial burden of those in the low and medium income group in Sarawak to secure residential lot to build their own houses. We will continue to give priority to the implementation of resettlement scheme SPS and village extension scheme SPK project with a budget of 30 million ringgit in 2025. Among the major projects to be carried out next year are as follows. 1. Selirik Resettlement Scheme Kapit, SPK Igan Baru Mukah, SPK Melugu Sri Aman for Kampung Terusan Beza Extension Scheme Lawas, Kampung Tebakang Melayu Extension Sirian, and Kampung Pusa Extension. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Urban Renewal Project. We will also continue our effort in uplifting the physical and social well-being of the rakyat and providing quality houses that are affordable and conducive to our urban renewal and kampung redevelopment projects. For this purpose, an allocation of 247 million ringgit will be provided next year for kampung redevelopment project in Kuching, Sibu, Bintulu, and Limbang. Initiative 4, improving healthcare facilities and services, construction of Sarawak Cancer Center. Sarawak is in dire need of a cancer center as the number of patients suffering from cancer has significantly increased. A total of 1 billion has been set aside to construct a state-of-the-art cancer center in Sarawak, which aims to A. Provide comprehensive cancer care by offering a wide range of cancer treatment services, including stem cell transplantation and cellular therapy. B. Advance cancer research and training by serving as a hub for cancer research and training, developing innovative treatments, and nurturing skilled healthcare professionals. Federal government has agreed that the construction of the hospital will be funded by Sarawak government in advance and will be reimbursed by them later. For 2025, 5 million ringgit will be allocated for preliminary works for this project. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Our suit for public investment ensuring the well-being of Sarawakian from basic need to education, housing, welfare, and healthcare. That testifies our steadfast commitment to addressing the needs of the rakyat through every stage of their life, from cradle to grave. Strategic Task 6, promoting culture, sport, and youth empowerment. Initiative 1, promoting sport. We have successfully hosted the recent 21st edition of Sukma and Para Sukma 2024, and we become the champion. This event clearly showed an exciting and remarkable display of athleticism and sportsmanship among Sarawakian athletes. Sarawak has excelled as the overall champion of Sokan Malaysia and Para Sukma, a truly inspiring feat indeed. Thank you and congratulations to all our athletes. Officials, volunteers, sponsors who made these two sport events a major success. Given this outstanding achievement that proves Sarawak's ability to host major sporting events, we are set to co-host Southeast Asia's biggest sporting event, the 2027 SEA Games. We view this opportunity as an investment which will further elevate Sarawak's profile across Southeast Asia. Enhancing youth and sport facilities, the government is committed to improving our sport infrastructure to enhance youth participation, community well-being, and economic advancement. This year, 76.4 million ringgit has been approved for building and upgrading sport facilities throughout Sarawak to meet international standards, and another 30.7 million will be provided next year. In addition, 250 million ringgit has been approved under Project Rakyat to develop new sport complexes and upgrade the existing civic centers, providing more opportunities for recreational and competitive sports. Through this effort, Sarawak is striving to build a vibrant and inclusive sport environment that benefits our rakyat. Initiative 3, promoting youth development program. In promoting youth development, a comprehensive range of programs are designed to equip young people with skill, resources, and opportunities to excel in leadership, entrepreneurship, technology, and employment. Various initiatives have been introduced and continue to be implemented with specific allocation in 2025 budget, among others, as follows: A, 6.1 million for sport development grants to organize sport events, to support team formation and provide resources for athletes to participate in training and competition, as well as the establishment of sports clubs. B, 9 million ringgit has been made available for Sarawak Youth Creative Industry Fund, which aim to foster the creative, innovative potential of our youth, particularly in areas such as music, film, theatre, and innovation initiative. This fund has enabled more talented youth to participate in international programs, explore digital creative content, and contribute positively to their communities through creative projects. C, 2 million ringgit will be provided under the operating expenditure to carry out various programs and activities to promote and encourage entrepreneurship among Sarawak's youth. With the right infrastructure, skill, and support, we are confident that our youth will rise to the occasion, enabled to create a better future for themselves. Tan Sri, Datuk Mas Speaker, now the question of sustainability, environmental sustainability. Initiative 1, promoting climate change initiative. Net zero strategy. Sarawak is at the forefront of the hydrogen economy, showcasing our commitment to innovation and our vision of becoming a regional leader in clean energy. We are a key player in Malaysia's national energy transition roadmap. We plan to develop a green hydrogen hub. This emerging hydrogen economy opens exciting opportunities for investment, from cutting-edge technologies like electrolyzer and fuel cells to energy storage and sustainable transport. By embracing collaboration, strong policies, and continuous innovation, we can build a future powered by clean, sustainable energy. In addition, Sarawak aims to play a central role in addressing global climate challenges, including the goal of net zero by 2050, while advancing our aspiration to become a regional renewable energy powerhouse. Toward this end, under the 2025 budget, a sum of 11 million ringgit will be set aside to establish Sarawak Net Zero and Carbon Plan, as well as for the implementation of Environment Reduction of Greenhouse Gases Emission Ordinance 2023. B. Forest carbon activity. Forest carbon activity is one of the strategies to reduce greenhouse gas emission by conserving forests and restoring degraded forests. The introduction of Forest Carbon Activity Rules 2022 provides a clear regulatory framework for forest carbon projects in Sarawak. This regulation offers comprehensive operational guidelines for forest carbon initiative, encompassing the issuance of forest carbon permits, administration of carbon credits, and verification and monitoring of carbon sequestration efforts. In alignment with its climate change strategy, Sarawak has issued 4 forest carbon permits covering 180,037 hectares. The issuance of this permit marks a pivotal achievement, reflecting Sarawak's dedication to sustainable forest management, while simultaneously creating new revenue opportunities to the sale of carbon credits in international market. For 2025, 1.5 million ringgit will be allocated for forest carbon projects in Sarawak. Initiative 2, intensifying environmental sustainability. Sustainable environmental management. The Sarawak Sustainability Blueprint aims to create sustainable pathways in key economic sectors while aligning environmental development with sustainability goals. It includes a monitoring, reporting, and verification system to track progress, covering 10 sectors such as utilities, oil and gas, and agriculture. The blueprint seeks to promote economic growth, environmental stewardship, and resilient communities, guiding Sarawak towards achieving the PCDS 2030 and Sustainable Development Goal SDGs. In 2025, Sarawak is committed to advancing environmental sustainability and environment, social, and governance ESG principles through significant investment in Sarawak Biodiversity Centre SBC and Sarawak Bioindustrial Park SBP as follows. A. 1.5 million ringgit for SBC to document traditional knowledge with indigenous communities that exemplify inclusivity and equitable benefit sharing. And B. 3.3 million ringgit to kickstart the construction of SBP, which will span 26 acres, thereby supporting a circular economy and enhancing environmental resilience. 2. Forest management certification. Timber continues to play a vital role in the socio-economic development of Sarawak to promote the sustainability of forest resources, protect the environment, and ensure social security within forest operations. the government mandates that all long-term forest timber licenses and qualifying forest plantation must secure forest management certification. Presently, Sarawak boasts 25 certified natural forests encompassing 2.33 million hectares, along with 8 certified forest plantations covering 124,090 hectares. Sarawak has set the target to certify 3 million hectares of natural forests and 178,000 hectares of qualifying forest plantations. This initiative aims to implement sustainable forest management practices that adhere to rigorous international standards, thereby enhancing transparency and accountability in forest management and fostering global market confidence in Sarawak forest products. Forest Landscape Restoration Program is a key priority for Sarawak to achieve its environmental sustainability goal. This program will contribute to sustainable development through restoring the ecological, social, economic values and functionalities of the degraded forest landscape. Implementation of this program is in line with the National Greening Malaysia program through 100 million tree planting campaign 21-25 and Sarawak's target to plant 35 million trees by 2025. As of June 2024, this target has been exceeded. We will continue to focus on strengthening diverse restoration strategies, including intensifying tree plantings, with an allocation of 4.1 million ringgit to be provided next year. Totally protected area and wildlife protection. Totally protected areas, TPA in Sarawak, are forested regions established aimed at conserving wildlife and their habitats. A sum of 2.8 million ringgit will be set aside next year to gazette a land area of 1 million hectares as TPAs by 2025. As a measure to preserve forests and wildlife in Sarawak, we will allocate 62 million ringgit to Sarawak Forestry Corporation for its operation and another 20 million ringgit for its development projects. Tan Sri Datuk Abang Speaker, the trust, strengthening public service delivery and capacity. Initiative 1, enhancing government capability and capacity. The capability of state civil service is fundamentally connected to fostering a high-performance culture, which ensures that our SCS is knowledgeable, highly effective, adaptable, and innovative. Therefore, under this budget, 18.5 million ringgit will be allocated for civil service
Training and Development Initiative, which include 1. Competency-based training
for support staff to enhance their skill. 2. Executive leadership programs for top management to cultivate strategic thinking, also critical thinking and leadership skill essential for navigating complex challenges. 3. Tailored programs for emerging leaders to develop future leaders through targeted training, ensuring a strong leadership pipeline. And 4. Upskilling and reskilling programs to ensure our workforce can adapt and thrive in an evolving working environment. Enhancing SES well-being. Acknowledging the significance of SES well-being, we will implement a series of initiatives in 2025 aimed at promoting a holistic development of our employees' well-being. Such with an initial allocation. New Sarawak Civil Service Scheme. My administration will also focus our attention on the welfare and well-being of SCS employees in light of the increasing cost of living. Aligning with the federal government civil service reforms, I am pleased to inform this House that the Sarawak Civil Service has adopted the recently announced Sistem Seraan Perkhidmatan Awam SSPA. The adoption of SSPA will incur an amount of 67 million ringgit in 2025 budget. In recognizing the contribution and dedication of the Sarawak Civil Service, I am pleased to inform that my administration will further augment this initiative by providing a special allowance for Sarawak Civil Service employees, with an initial annual financial impact of 102 million ringgit next year, over and above what you get from the recent federal commitment. In line with this reform, we will be introducing an enhanced management performance system for SCS towards creating a result-driven and world-class civil service. Therefore, I urge all our civil servants to continue with their dedication and relentless effort in improving their productivity and delivering effective services to the rakyat. Initiative 3, enhancing governance integrity. We remain committed to implementing various initiatives that enhance and embed integrity within SCS by implementing, among others, the following measures. 1. Empower certified integrity officers, CEIOs, across various agencies, ensuring that they are equipped with the necessary tools, support, and framework to perform their responsibilities effectively. 2. Maintain oversight and coordination of the essential function performed by the integrity units in different agencies. And 3. Establish the Sarawak Ombudsman, which plays a crucial role in addressing issues of maladministration within public service. It investigates complaints and advocates accountability, transparency, and fairness, ensuring that public officials uphold the highest ethical standards. Initiative 4, accelerating digital transformation of government services. Our SCS will continue to improve service delivery system by streamlining processes, fostering inter-agency collaboration, reduce bureaucracy, implementing regulatory experiments, leveraging behavioral insight, enhancing service delivery, and ultimately improving ease of doing business. For this purpose, 21 million ringgit will be allocated to develop and enhance various government ICT projects across key sectors, while 107 million ringgit will be provided for the maintenance of the system in 2025. Tuan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, transforming Sarawak into an economic powerhouse and green hub. Sarawak Gas Roadmap. Sarawak Gas Roadmap, which was launched in 2019, is a 10-year roadmap aimed at harnessing our natural gas resources to drive socio-economic transformation. The roadmap focuses on maximizing the domestic utilization of natural gas through gas-based infrastructure development and promoting industrial growth with value-added activities.
with the appointment of Petros as Sarawak gas aggregator under the Distribution of Gas Ordinance in February this year, Sarawak, through Petros, will increase its domestic gas utilization from the current 6% to about 30% by 2030. As the roadmap progresses and Petros fully operationalizes its role as gas aggregator, Sarawak will be able to position itself as a key economic powerhouse both within Malaysia and the region. Sarawak Energy Transition Policy. We are set to complete Sarawak Energy Transition Policy, SETP, which aims to guide the state towards a secure, equitable and clean energy future by 2050. This policy focuses on 4 key sectors: power, transportation, industry and building. The SETP adopts a multi-dimensional strategy that integrates policy, regulation, technology, infrastructure and community engagement. This transition will be driven by 8 energy-related pillars, that is, renewable energy RE, hydrogen, energy efficiency, green mobility, synthetic fuels, bioenergy, natural gas, and carbon capture, utilization, and storage CCUS. For instance, in the power sector, the SETP aims to achieve a generation capacity of 10 gigawatt by 2030, while at the same time maintain a grid carbon emission intensity of 0.17 tons of CO2 per megawatt hour of energy generated. This will involve maintaining a capacity mix of approximately 60% renewable energy, primarily sourced from hydroelectric dams, natural gas, solar, and bioenergy. Sarawak Hydrogen Economy Roadmap. Datuk Ahmad Speaker. The Sarawak Hydrogen Economy Roadmap is a strategic roadmap leveraging on our wealth of renewable energy resources, abundant natural gas reserve, and significant carbon storage capacity. It will provide a comprehensive framework addressing various facets of the hydrogen industry, including the entire value chain, regulatory and legal frameworks, and economic instrument essential for fostering long-term growth in the sector. Over the past 5 years, Sarawak has positioned itself as one of the major players in the hydrogen economy in Southeast Asia. The region has attracted substantial foreign direct investment totaling USD 4.3 billion ringgit, USD 4.3 billion dollars, largely from Japan and South Korea. The recent establishment of the Sarawak Hydrogen Hub in Bintulu is poised to further attract foreign investors to participate in clean hydrogen production and its downstream value chain. Sarawak Aerospace Industry Development Roadmap. As Sarawak aspires to be the hub for space technology in the region, we will formulate a Sarawak Aerospace Industry Development Roadmap focusing on sustainable growth and technological advancement in the space industry. As this industry is new to Sarawak, the roadmap will be framed with key elements among others as follows. A. Regulatory and policy framework which will set the governance in place. 2. Research, development and innovation aspect to bring ourselves up to speed to the forefront of this industry. C. Development of infrastructure. D. Workforce development and skill training. And E. Collaboration and partnership with other countries and aerospace players. Sarawak Public Financial Transformation Program. Thank you, Datuk Ahmad Speaker. We will continue to strengthen Sarawak public financial management to ensure efficient utilization of resources
that will contribute directly to Sarawak's development milestones.
Set under PCDS 2030 and beyond. 5-year plan, it is important for us to formulate macroeconomic framework policies, strategies,
And key initiative with measurable outcome to monitor and evaluate the impact of this initiative. Thus, a whole of government performance measurement approach needs to be adopted. Toward this, an integrated result-based management, IRBM, will thus be initiated. IRBM is a strategic framework focused on achieving measurable outcomes through an integrated approach to planning, result-based budgeting, monitoring, and evaluation across all levels of government.
IRBM emphasizes linking resources directly to
Specific, impactful results. This approach fosters accountability, promotes evidence-based decision-making, and enables tangible outcomes rather than merely completing specific tasks. The key components of IRBM are 1. Integrated development planning,
2. Result-based budgeting system, and 3. Result-based personnel performance system. 4. Result-based monitoring and evaluation system, and 5. Result-based management information system.
We have recently embarked on the implementation of result-based budgeting, one of the key components of IRBM that will transform public sector governance by directly tying budget allocation to measurable outcomes.
Consolidation and restructuring of Sarawak equity investment. Tan Sri Datuk Speaker, I wish to inform this House that we be undertaking a study to explore the possibility of
Restructuring our equity investment and strategic asset to be under a new strategic investment entity. Presently, we are proactively investing in various strategic sectors of the economy, such as energy, banking,
airline, plantation, telecommunication, mining, oil and gas, media, healthcare, information technology, and high-tech industries. The proposed consolidation of this area of investment has the potential to bring about
higher professionalism in Sarawak's ownership role by pooling specialized capabilities under the new entity. It will also anticipate to promote greater governance. Coherence and consistency in managing the state asset by having a centralized control and oversight for accountability in its operation as well as performance monitoring. Ultimately, the aim is to ensure that every investment we make will eventually give optimum returns to the state.
revenue engineering. Tan Sri Datuk Speaker, my administration will continue to pursue the revenue re-engineering initiative, focusing on strategies to broaden Sarawak's state revenue base At the same time, improving the system for more efficient revenue management and collection through digitalization. We must vigorously pursue innovation in various sectors to uncover and implement
is essential to enable us to meet our obligation expenditures, both the ongoing as well as the potential future commitment. Therefore, I would like to urge all controlling officers to continue with the effort to explore new revenue sources, especially in the new economy. In the recent tabling of 2025 national budget, the further allocation designated for development in Sarawak rose from 5.8 billion ringgit to 5.9 billion ringgit, increase of 0.1. I would like to extend my appreciation to the federal government for this increase, although this amount is still far from meeting our development needs to help bridge the disparities between Sarawak and Peninsular Malaysia. Considering Sarawak's substantial contribution to national economic development and federal coffers, particularly through revenues generated from oil and gas, I urge the federal government to
consider allocating a significantly larger budget to Sarawak in its future financial plan.
Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, now my conclusion. Sejak 7 tahun yang lepas, kita telah mencapai banyak kejayaan dan kemajuan. Kita akan terus berusaha untuk meningkatkan kualiti hidup rakyat dan menyediakan landasan pembangunan yang ampuh agar Sarawak akan menjadi tempat yang lebih baik untuk anak cucu kita dan generasi yang akan datang. Ini dapat kita lakukan melalui modernisasi dan transformasi perkhidmatan awam yang berterusan agar jentera kerajaan dapat menyediakan perkhidmatan kepada rakyat dengan lebih berkesan. Saya yakin Sarawak akan terus mencapai kemajuan dan akan menjadi kuasa ekonomi baru di Malaysia jika kita terus melaksanakan dasar-dasar yang jelas dan progresif, dapat mengekalkan kestabilan politik, mengeratkan perpaduan dan kesatuan di kalangan rakyat berbilang kaum dan agama, serta mengamalkan pentadbiran yang adil dan saksama untuk seluruh rakyat jelata. Inilah formula kejayaan Sarawak yang mesti kita pertahankan sampai bila-bila. Maka kerajaan GPS di bawah pimpinan saya akan terus komited dan bertekad untuk memastikan visi kita untuk membawa kemakmuran dan melonjak Sarawak ke era yang lebih gemilang menjelang 2030 dapat kita capai akhirnya. Pada kesimpulannya, Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, Belanjawan 2025 ini menunjukkan komitmen tinggi kerajaan GPS untuk memastikan ekonomi Sarawak terus berkembang pesat dan pada masa yang sama membantu rakyat menengangi kos sara hidup dan dapat bersama-sama menikmati limpahan pembangunan. Kita akan terus memelihara alam sekitar dan terlibat sama dalam menangani cabaran perubahan iklim agar pembangunan yang kita capai adalah mampan, sustainable, terangkum, inklusif dan saksama, equitable. This year's budget, Tan Sri Datuk Amau, is the biggest budget ever tabled in this August House. And it is a clear testament to the government's strong commitment towards advancing Sarawak development agenda. We want to build a better Sarawak, not just for a few, but for all Sarawakians. We want to ensure that every Sarawakian can experience well-being and dignified life without ever feeling marginalized. We want to build Sarawak that is vibrant and inclusive, fair and thriving, resilient, harmonious and united. Of course, the road ahead towards a better Sarawak will not be easy. There will be a lot of challenges and forces that may pull us apart. But as long as we are all in this together and we all have a part to play, no one will be able to divide and rule us. Let us turn our challenges into opportunities and our constraint into strength. We in the GPS government will do more to provide opportunities and assurances at every stage of life. And everyone in our society should contribute toward our shared goals and aspirations in our own way. Mengikut acuan kita sendiri, nitih cuan kita ibu. Saya berdoa moga-moga Allah memberikan keberkatan kepada usaha kita dan memberi kita taufik dan hidayahnya untuk kita melonjak pembangunan Sarawak ke arah yang lebih baik. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Datuk Ahmad Speaker. I beg to second.
Usul untuk merujuk resolusi anggaran perbelanjaan pembangunan bagi tahun 2025 kepada Jawatankuasa Pembekalan. Supply 2025 Bill 2024 Yang Amat Berhormat Premier of Sarawak, Minister for Finance and New Economy.
Terima kasih, Datuk Ahmad Speaker. I beg to move that the following resolution be referred to the Committee of Supply. That the one resolved to approve the development estimate 2025 is contained in Common Paper number 13 of 2024, laid on the table on 11 November 2024. As presented in Common Paper number 13 of 2024, the total development expenditure for 2025 amounts to 10.867 million ringgit, 10,867 million ringgit. Out of this amount, 10,725 million ringgit will be financed by state funds, while the balance 142 million ringgit will be financed by federal government through reimbursable loans and grants. The sum of 10,867 million ringgit as proposed has been allocated on the basis of projected expenditure commitments and requirements for approved development activities during the year. The proposed allocation for the major sectors are as follows. A total of 7,228 million ringgit is allocated under the economic sector for the following programs. 1. 597 million ringgit is for commerce and industry for purposes such as state corporate investment, development agencies, projects and programs, tourism industry development and promotions, state industrialization, conservation and protection of heritage collection, and development of human resources. 2. 1,490 million ringgit is for transport, which include roads, bridges, riverine infrastructure and ports, land and riverine transportation, aviation services, and various special development projects under Project Rakyat. 3. 408 million ringgit is for energy and public utilities, for upgrading and expansion of water supply and electricity connectivity, especially to the rural areas, which include a sum of 89 million ringgit to Kuching Water Board and 90 million ringgit to Cebu Water Board. 4. 131 million ringgit is for agriculture development for purposes such as crop industry development and research, mechanization and agriculture infrastructure, livestock, veterinary services, agriculture education and promotion, inland fisheries and aquaculture development. 5. 52 million ringgit is for digital economy initiative. 6. 304 million ringgit is for scientific research and development, which include establishment of Sarawak Science Center and Sarawak Infectious Disease Center. 7. 57 million ringgit is for feasibility studies on various state development planning and policy formulation. 8. 137 million ringgit for environment, which includes urban drainage and flood mitigation, river and coastal engineering, forestry research and development, forestry management, as well as environmental sustainability. And 9. 1.5 million is for development of mineral industry. B. A total of 3,135 million ringgit is allocated under social sector for the following program. 1. 2,163 million ringgit is for village and community development for the implementation of various Google transformation projects, minor Google projects, urban development and residential scheme, and family development.
2. 425 million ringgit is for housing, mainly for the various kampong redevelopment, construction of affordable houses under Housing Development Corporation, and program penambahbaikan rumah miskin Sarawak PPRMS. 3. 284 million ringgit is for local authorities and social welfare services, which includes urban sewerage and waste management, as well as landfill development. 4. 207 million ringgit is for education and training of our Sarawakian students. 5. 31 million ringgit is for culture, youth and sport, which include upgrading of various sports and social facilities throughout the state. And 6. 25 million ringgit for our health, which include upgrading of dilapidated health facilities throughout the state and construction of Sarawak Cancer Center. A total of 504 million is allocated under general administration sector, construction of government offices and service quarters, school, as well as implementation of government ICT project. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad, I beg to move.
Tan Sri Datuk Speaker, I beg to second.
Ahli yang berhormat, the debate on the supply 2025 Bill 2024 stands adjourned until Wednesday, 13 November 2024. With a break, Day 1 resumes at 2:30 p.m.